I'm Prue Leith, cook,
Duck fat is very delicious.
caterer, restaurateur, campaigner and writer. But I'm also a dead keen gardener.
Oh, it smells so good.
My husband John and I
Could I have something for the weekend?
are moving to a new home and building a brand new garden from scratch.
Yeah, there. Perfect.
That's the sort of thing that happens.
Everybody thought we were helping a drunk.
Bit for 1 inch more.
You've done it.
We'll seek inspiration from Britain's best gardens.
This is perfection. Gosh, look at that view. That is so good.
As I'm determined to create a beautiful outdoor space
It's fantastic.
that'll give us a new lease of life.
Oh, hooray!
As soon as we decided to build a house here, John began clearing the land in readiness for our new garden.
This area was a farmer's dumping ground. We found such extraordinary things. I think we found 160 tyres. We found endless amounts of farm machinery, but none of it you could see. This was just all brambles and nettles. Took us 3 years to clear. Very satisfying, though. You know, every day was a little moment of joy. Yes, hard work.
Because I am still mad about flowers, I will have flower beds and colour, but not ones that take too much work. So the main garden is a streamlined affair of large areas of easy-to-mow grass with 2 perennial borders. But it's around the house I want to be more flamboyant, colourful and flower-focused, filling the courtyard with lots of planters, and also up on the roof terrace to soften the architecture. To ensure I get my floral fix, and it's all at close quarters, I'm creating raised beds up on the roof terrace outside our future bedroom, using large planters. In fact, these are cattle troughs, bought from a local agricultural supplier. We're going to have a pergola up there, so we'll have some flowering creepers, climbing up from the troughs. And we'll have flowers in here. Because this is west-facing, and so I sort of imagine this will be a very nice place for an evening drink or for a party or something. Downstairs in the courtyard, I'm aiming for informal planting, starting with richly coloured spring bulbs, followed in summer by a gloriously messy mix of cottage-style flowers and veg. The thing about gardening in troughs is it's so easy. It's not great, hefty digging. It's perfect for geriatric old ladies like me. Is she coming here?
Yes, she's coming here at 5.
And is Tom coming here, or is he on Zoom?
Tom will be virtual.
So if I start at 6:45 and do a bit of prep,
Yeah.
and then do the bread bit, the naan.
Yes.
Much as I love doing the garden when I can, work commitments make it increasingly tricky. Nowadays, I'm lucky if I get to just plant a trough, because A, I'm very busy. Shut up, Tatty! That didn't work. And B, Philippa's so good at it, and turn around and she's done it. So I'm delighted that I'm just in time to help Philippa plant up the courtyard troughs with some spring bulbs. Oh, this is nice to be doing this, I tell you what.
With the soil prepared.
And about 2 inches apart?
Yeah.
It's so nice when you've done all the hard work. This soil is a mix of local farmyard manure, compost from the compost heap, and generous amounts of grit to help it drain well. Bulbs in particular do not like wet feet. It doesn't feel too cold yet, does it?
No.
Why they say to plant them in August or September. We're already in November, so this is a bit late.
Interestingly, tulips in particular like to be planted in sort of November, December.
Oh, right.
Reason being they're susceptible to something called tulip blight.
All right.
And just putting them in that bit colder tends to sort of ward off all these nasty fungal viruses.
Unlike COVID.
Well, yeah.
COVID likes the cold.
It does.
We're using a technique called lasagna planting, where different bulbs are planted in layers. Later flowering ones go in deep and earlier ones shallow. With any luck, we'll have flowers from spring to early summer. The plan is that we'll have bulbs first.
Yes.
And then when they're over, we can plant veg.
Yes.
Because this is going to be our main area for veg. I mean, I think this whole area can be as colourful as we like. I don't mind if it's like a cottage garden, which has every colour.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be all classy. You know, if you can imagine nasturtiums falling over them and sweet peas growing up. That's what we're doing. We'll see it again in May.
May,
In
yeah,
May?
absolutely.
Good. Lovely. I think it must be the South African in me, but I've always adored strong colours, and everything about our new home reflects this, including my jewellery collection. So this is my necklace wall. So, I mean, I am slightly ashamed of it because it's such an obsession. I mean, they are from everywhere. And those are South African, those are Thailand. These I made with my grandchildren. The seeds that we painted came from a beach in Colombia. This is a great necklace. This we bought in Mexico. Show you, it's just wonderful. It's fabric, and I dare say newspaper inside, bound up with coloured thread. I wear it a lot. It's just wonderful. The fact is that I had so many necklaces, and John said, right, well, why don't we make something to hang them on? And so he designed these trees, 4 foot across, 5 foot high, and there are 2 of them, and there's still not quite enough room for all the necklaces. And all of these come off so that you can get your bracelets off. And these are rolling pins. He's very creative and ingenious, and he loves a problem, and he loves solving problems. So he certainly solved this one. When it comes to colour, John is equally bold outside.
Come on, Retty, let's go and have a look and see. Yeah.
We've been sorting through our collection of garden furniture and agreed they all need jazzing up with a lick of paint.
Right, let's have a go.
Whilst John and I see eye to eye on most things, I don't concur with his love of these rattan monstrosities.
These are lovely. These are the real McCoy. No nonsense.
I just haven't had the heart to tell him.
Have you noticed the logo on the side? Originally, Prue said we must have a black van. So when we went and bought this, I said, the trouble is it looks like a hearse. So when she wasn't looking, I had it customised. Result.
John's rattan chairs will be sprayed off-site. He's already got his work cut out painting the beams of a new pergola, destined for the roof terrace, as well as another that Carpenter Nick is finishing off in the courtyard.
This is a sort of burnt sienna orange, which hopefully will go with the copper doors and the copper orange tree. And I've painted so far 6 on all sides, so we're going to shove up the first 6 and 7 and see how they look. Are they still 16 inches apart?
They are. Yeah, all marked up, ready.
I think it'll look great. I'm not looking forward to doing 100 of those delphinium blue ones, you know.
John's 2 bespoke pergolas will be dashing support for the flowering climbers, planned for the roof terrace and already planted down here in the courtyard.
Oh, good.
I can't wait for them to rise to the occasion. Despite a very chilly spring, the large drifts of bulbs we planted last autumn in the lawn are putting on a brave face and certainly cheering up the garden. More excitingly, The courtyard troughs we planted last November have burst into life and are now filled with a riot of colour. From the white narcissi to an array of richly coloured tulips.
Well, I tell you what, I think this is perfect. This is the sort of rich thing that I think looks wonderful against the stone. It's just lovely. But I think the white daffs are a dead mistake. When you put white in it, it's too dominant. Those white things should be in the grass, in a great drift. I don't know what came over us. I just kept saying to Philippa, we want spring, we better have daffs. Mistake.
All part of gardening. Some things work, others don't.
They do smell wonderful, though, I'll say that.
So I feel I'm going to have to seek out some expert guidance. I've headed east to somewhere that for many a bulb lover is rather a pilgrimage.
Right, so lesson 1, cram them in.
The tulips are in full swing at Perch Hill, HQ of the green-fingered genius and curator of many a gardener's favourite catalogue, Sarah Raven.
Hello.
Sarah,
How nice to meet you.
and a tulip time.
Yes,
Just so
it is
beautiful.
tulip time.
I tell you what impresses me most about your garden is the wonderful colour combination. And your tulips are often a combination of those rich, almost medieval colours,
Yes.
velvety and...
Yes, Venetian. We
Yes,
thought, yeah.
Venetian.
Well, yes, I agree. I love those too.
Absolutely. But why tulips? I mean, you do seem to be slightly obsessed with tulips.
I'm obsessed with tulips and dahlias. So one starts the year and one kind of finishes the year. I think because I love succession, so I want the garden to look really good here from end of March until sort of end of October.
Yeah.
So it's always thinking in terms of sort of time slots, really, of about sort of 6 weeks to transfer the colour baton. And I think of it like a relay race where you're handing the baton on to something else. Whatever size, whether it's a window box or 10 acres, it's just getting that right is the key thing.
Well, you're very systematic and organised.
Quite.
No, it shows. You
You should
really
have seen
are.
my kitchen this morning and you might not have said the same.
Having been disappointed with my colour combos in the inaugural courtyard planting this spring, I'm really keen to discover how Sarah goes about creating such perfect harmony in her collection of pots.
With floristry as my background, I start with my favourite in that colour palette, which this did really well in the trials last year, which is called Palmyra, and that's my bride. And then I choose a bridesmaid to go with her, which backs up the bride, same colour, doesn't compete, just reinforces. And then you've got to have your colour contrast, and that's what I call my gatecrasher. So I've got bride, bridesmaid, gatecrasher. And whatever palette, whether you're working in the pastels, or in this case, the dark and rich, or boiled sweet palette, whichever palette, I use that bride, bridesmaid, gatecrasher recipe.
Absolutely brilliant. And I just love those two colours together.
Sarah's pots are not unlike beautifully planned firework displays. But even the most carefully thought out plans can sometimes backfire.
So this is a pot I wanted to show you because it worked really beautifully on paper. This is quite a new variety of tulip called Floral, which has got this amazing kind of antique-y edge to the petal. And on paper, it matched this, which is called Mystic Van Eyck. But of course, Mystic Van Eyck starts that colour, but then fades to this.
Yeah.
And now I think that is really ugly. But you can see how, you know, it was sort of bride, bridesmaid, gatecrasher, but the change has not been a success. That's why I trial. And I think the reason it doesn't work is that we exclude white completely from the dark and rich, because those are so calm and sort of recessed and so rich and kind of quiet. And then you've got this, it's just, uncomfortable.
Yeah. So there you have it, folks. Sarah's rule. Stick to colours and tones of the same palette if you want a harmonious combination.
I'm going to take those out today.
Well, I'm very pleased to hear that you have the occasional failure.
Oh, yeah, many.
I didn't think you were capable of failure.
Many, many, many failures.
Surrounded by so many beautiful flower-filled pots, I can't help but feel my vision of a richly colour-crammed courtyard revived.
So, have you got what you want there, do you think?
How could I not have what I want? Look at that.
You like purple and orange, so I picked you
love
purple and orange.
That's absolutely perfect.
I've given you what I call the boiled sweets, and I've gone for the soft and cool, so the sort of whites mixed with eau de Nil greens.
As a talented florist, Sarah's no stranger to cutting flowers in the garden and enjoying them in the house. I'm also a keen flower arranger, although certainly not such an expert. So the chance to glean some tips from the master is too good an opportunity to pass up.
Well, I tend to always start with foliage, actually. So I almost always pick 3 or 4 foliage and 3 or 4 flowers. And then I sort of make a structure with my foliage. So then the flowers are the sort of icing on the cake. And with these hellebores, I picked them last night. I seared the stem end in boiling water for 20 seconds, and then I floated them in the bath overnight, flat like that in the water, because that then makes them last.
Oh, interesting. I've often heard about this boiling water business,
Yeah.
and I've thought, but that must cook them. I thought, that can't be good for them.
It's just like blanching spinach. Yeah. So like that cerinthe I did of yours this morning, and so that, it's got quite a soft stem. So I just put it into a mug of, boiling water. And then I put them straight into cold water, so it stops it cooking. And if it's a hard textured stem like this, I'll give it 20 seconds. If it's soft like that, I just give it 10. That whole area now is a free sieve for water.
I'm absolutely thrilled to hear that, because I didn't know. And you're doing what I always do, which is take a good deal of the leaves off.
Yeah, exactly right.
I'm doing the classic thing of cramming in too much. This is the vulgar one.
But I love the combination of the really blousy tulips with the slightly quieter foliage flowers, the hellebores and the cerinthe and the honesty. I think they look wonderful and very, very different. Pretty much there, I think. Yeah, that'll do it. One more. Just one more.
Yeah, perfect.
I think these have come up rather well.
Back at the farm, John's been experimenting with colour on our eclectic collection of garden furniture, now newly painted in an array of shades.
We want to make a statement. We want people to arrive for a party and the colours just make them in a happy mood and smile.
On the whole, I agree. Our bright benches will be a fabulous fun addition to our new surroundings, with one rather garish exception.
Oh, my goodness.
Sow's ear silk purse comes to mind.
They've been painted, these chairs. But the truth is, you know, that I don't really like them at all. It all ends up a compromise, doesn't it? But they're absolutely not my choice, and I'd rather not have them. Hello, darling. I wanted to talk to you about these chairs.
Is it like Marmite? You love them or loathe them?
Yeah, I'm slightly on the loathe side.
Well, I tell you what, we've got 2 options. Either they go up onto the terrace or
They go...
the dump. I must say, I do think they look absolutely wonderful. We very, very, very rarely ever have a crossword.
I would describe myself as very bossy.
She'll never take a side other than on a debate. She'll certainly take a stand on something that needs a stand to be taken with.
But I've met my match in John. No chance. Today is a big day for John. And me, I've yet to be convinced.
I've been looking forward to it enormously. It's the last major thing we've got to do to the house.
Yes, your eyes do not deceive you. And no, we've not taken leave of our senses. This is artificial grass. Let me explain. I want the roof terrace to look lush and green and not as industrial as it does at the moment. Real grass is not an option, so John, rather controversially, has suggested fake.
I think it'll look terrific and it'll be very functional. And it will allow us to enjoy the sun when it comes. I mean, the sun's out today, but it's still freezing with a northeasterly wind.
Freezing weather or not, I'm keen to sort out exactly what we can plant up on the roof terrace. John's painted blue pergola is finished and crying out for climbers. Apart from a handful of spring bulbs we planted last autumn, it's looking decidedly sparse up here. So it's time Philippa and I came up with a grand plan.
Right, Philippa.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, when we planned it, I had this idea that we'll have creepers growing up over the trellis and we'll have some troughs full of flowers and so on. It never occurred to me that you'd have to get it all up here.
Out of a small door.
Out of a tiny door and out of that little passage.
Yeah.
Physically getting the plants up here aside, the other challenge is that this whole area is totally exposed to the elements. So we need to choose carefully.
There are certain plants that really will thrive in this environment. Things like your lavender, they'll bask in the sun up here.
Tough things.
Yeah, tough things, definitely.
Due to their Mediterranean origins, plants like lavender love blazing hot sun and dry soil, making them a perfect contender for my troughs. And the bees love them too.
I love these sort of Mediterranean things like the scabious and the fennel, and cosmos seems to grow anywhere.
Cosmos will do really well.
And it'll look nice and sort of informal and sort of a little bit messy, which is
Yeah,
what I like.
you like it quite sort of billowing and natural.
Yeah. Nicotiana like this one, or even better, the sylvestris, which is lovely. And that
Yes.
smells so good.
Yeah.
As well as having troughs filled with flowers, I'm keen to have some evergreen structure that'll give shape and form up here all year round.
So that's Scots pine, isn't
Yes.
it? Are
Sort of
these
for use.
trees that would grow huge if we...
No, they are dwarf forms.
Oh, good.
So you're talking over 20, 30 years to get to full height. So they're
Slow growing.
tiny, really nice, slow growing.
Do you know, I'm so grateful for Philippa. It's not just the physical work, it's just that she is so imaginative and she's so mad about plants. She's also very young and strong.
It's a joy to watch these people work. They could take the top off an egg without any damage. If you look here, you can really see the dead bits that they've actually woven into the grass. So I must say, if this was natural grass and I saw that, I'd be scarifying it. But this is all down to authenticity. I think it's really good. It is part of the illusion. Wait a second. Right. Open your eyes and one step down.
It's fantastic.
I would give a bottom dollar for my grass to look like this.
I mean, it does absolutely link it to the rest of the garden, doesn't it?
It does. It's,
I think it'll look a little odd when that's all gone brown and this is bright green, but never mind. I can't believe I'm liking it. I mean, I was so against the whole idea of plastic anywhere. You know, we've taken a lot of trouble not to have any plastic pots, but you know what? You're not going to have to fertilise it, you're not going to have to water it, you're not going to have to
mow it
with fuel for mowing, and it'll last for 7, 8, 10 years. I'm just amazed. And it feels so good. And it's crying out for a margarita.
It is, absolutely.
Wonderful it may be, but there's lots of planting to be done before that celebratory drink. This has not been a typical year for any of us. Sun, torrential rain, blizzards, gales, sometimes all in one day. The weather just can't work itself out, and our exposed upstairs terrace is taking the brunt.
Do you know, I mean, with this howling wind and freezing cold and a rain about to happen, I see all these tulips being bashed by the wind. This is what the wind's done, just blown the heads off half the tulips. I just can't imagine this will ever be a party space, but I'm absolutely determined it will be. I mean, imagine you have lots of people standing around drinking and chatting, and they haven't seen each other for months, so it'll all be very exciting. And I shall sit here like Queen Bee, thinking, at last we've got this house done. Good. They can admire our garden.
Downstairs, the west-facing courtyard is degrees warmer, benefiting from afternoon sun and the shelter of the walls of the house. And there's a welcome sign that summer weather may just be around the corner.
Well now, look what we have here. The first rose of summer. It's Étoile d'Hollande, and it has a fantastic perfume. Look at it, it's doing so well. I think it's the sun on this wall that does it. Well done. Oh, Tatty, don't eat the rosebuds.
Just as things are finally hotting up in the garden, I have to leave the farm to go to work.
Well, goodness me, it's a constable cloud.
Isn't it beautiful?
It's wonderful.
I can't bear the fact that I'm leaving in the middle of the summer. And we've been working like crazy, you and I, for the last, year to get it for this summer. But you'll have to send me pictures.
I will.
I don't believe him, do you, Tatiati?
I may be away for now, but work never stops in the garden. And I've landed Philippa with a few tasks. In the courtyard troughs, it's the turn of the alliums to shine. They're the last bulbs to flower and another signal that summer is here. So with the spring bulbs removed, it's all change.
Oh, there's another rainbow chard if you're short of one.
Oh, there.
Yeah, there you go.
Philippa, aided by helper Doug, is forging ahead with my vision of a cottage-style jumble of lots of flowers.
Pop the GM in. Really dry, so we must give these a really good water.
Mixed with some salad leaves and veg. The more riotous, the better in my book.
No spraying me.
Whilst it's all hands on deck down in the courtyard, the summer planting plans for the exposed roof terrace have come to a standstill. Due to the pandemic, our carefully picked weatherproof plants have been delayed, but remnants of the wallflowers and spring bulbs are still hanging in there, if minus a petal or three.
I've turned this up to maximum power and it's doing a wonderful job. I think we've had such high winds. All the wallflowers, every ounce of them has got blown off pretty much. Quite good, don't you think? I mean, when you think that was pretty well covered, like the sort of wedding path, it's all gone.
John must be missing me if he's hoovering for pleasure. Domestic chores really aren't his bag.
I'm facing all the wrong direction. If I could hoover upside down, I would be sunburned.
There he is. Fantastic. Let's see what we've got.
After a long delay, the plants for the roof terrace have finally arrived.
Perfect.
An array of small silver-leafed perennials should cope with the drying winds and sun on the roof terrace.
Lots of different textures.
Nepeta or catmint is a great garden do-gooder, forming sprawling mounds of scented foliage and copious flowers midsummer. A perennial hyssop, agastache, is great for adding height with spires of blue bottle brush flowers. Adding strong evergreen shapes, like these topiary yew-balls, will contrast with the softer flowers and foliage and give year-round interest. Of course, there is one minor detail.
This is probably a good weight, actually. I don't want to be lifting too much more than this. It's a bit like an army assault course.
Everything has to be carried through the house.
It's a bit of a squeeze along here. Here we go. All right, next one. Right, another epic journey upstairs.
And up to the roof terrace before any planting can happen.
Phew, hot work. If we put that at the back there.
Just like you would when creating a border, before planting, position everything first to make sure you're happy with how they'll all look together.
Oh, this is the bit I love. Exciting stuff. A couple of lavender at the front.
Philippa is creating a main framework with all the perennials that will come up every year.
I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Right, I'm moving on to the annuals now. Okay, so let's just pop some of these in some of the gaps. So these are all the annuals.
Adding annuals, or plants that only last one season, will not only fill the gaps, but they'll also add instant colour while the other plants fill out. Cosmos is a favourite filler, as is Nicotiana. Both are equally accommodating, and with regular deadheading, they'll keep flowering all summer long.
These make it all sort of light and fluffy and works really well with the surrounding countryside. There's a bee on there as well. They've just homed in straight away. It must be on the wind and they can smell it, but look, he's having a lovely time in there.
Just another 8 troughs to go.
Now I've got to get on with the serious planting.
I must say, since Prue's been away working in her lockdown bubble, I miss her company enormously. I think I have 103,000 photographs of our travels on my phone, and I keep going through them and sending her little snippets every day just to remind her of how much fun we have had and how much fun we are going to have. I can't tell you how excited I am to see her.
after weeks away working, I've finally arrived back at the farm.
It's just wonderful to be back home.
And I can't wait to see the fruits of Philippa's labour up on the roof terrace.
That is amazing. Ah, and you know what? When I left, all the tulips had died and there was nothing in the pots. And now it's full summer. Isn't that wonderful? I love the colours. Much classier than I usually am. God, this is so lovely. I mean, with the field planted and the lawn cut, and it really just looks amazing. They've done a terrifically good job. I think I should go away more often.
However, John's painted pergola is still bare, and I'd love to see a climbing rose, or 3, scrambling over it. So I think I'm going to need some expert advice. In search of expert advice on growing roses in pots, I've wended my way to Shropshire, where 3 generations of the Austen family have been breeding spectacular English roses for the last 60 years. And my guide today is Andy.
Hi, Andy.
Hello, nice to see you.
It's really nice of you to have me. What a wonderful day.
Beautiful day.
The danger of coming to a place like this is you want everything.
Yes, you do.
I've just seen this Gabriel oak.
Yes.
I mean, that's Thomas Hardy reference, isn't it?
It is.
But it doesn't have any roses on it.
It's got a beautiful scent. There's just one bloom at the back. Would you like to smell that one?
I'd like to smell that one, but I'm not allowed in the bed.
Leave it with me.
Oh, you're allowed in the bed.
I am. Let's... There you go.
You've just pinched the last remaining rose.
It'll help it push.
That is amazing.
Beautiful.
It's astonishing perfume.
With the warmth of the sun now, the perfume's really starting to come out.
Well, that rose took how many years to be made?
It's a 13-year process.
Each rose created here, from the selection process to trialling in fields to garden-ready rose, takes a staggering 13 years.
Well, worth every day.
Fantastic.
It's wonderful.
But all these lovelies are very firmly rooted in the soil. The question is, will a rose happily grow in a pot?
Well, Andy, that is a rose in a pot, definitely. I bet you put it in last night.
No, some of these roses in here, they've been in for several years. The big ones in the corner, they've been in sort of 8 or 10 years. We've got some beautiful ones here.
Is this Nye Bevan?
This is the
new
release.
Nye.
Yeah, new release.
Beautiful, isn't it? See, this is what happens to me when I come here. I just want everything, and I definitely have to have that.
This is Desdemona, and one of the key things I always say to people when you're selecting a rose for a pot, don't just look at that bloom.
Yeah.
Look at the bud when it starts to open to when it's full. If it's in a pot, you're going to be spending a lot of time with it. Even when it's about to drop its petals, you want it to look beautiful.
Yes, yes, you do. It mustn't die badly.
No.
You're absolutely right, Andy. I mean, if it's in a pot and you're looking down at it, you notice everything about it.
All of the English roses will just keep going through the season. Something like Desdemona, that one, you will get 3 crops of flowers.
Really?
It's a good, proper rose.
What would you put into that pot?
In the bottom of here, we've put some old broken crock pots just to help with the drainage. And then we have the soil-based compost.
All right.
And a good multi-purpose compost, and we do a 50-50 mix.
Okay.
1 rose in a pot, minimum of sort of 45 centimetres by 45 centimetres in depth for 1 rose. If it's in a pot that's too small, that's when you start having health problems and issues. And we feed them in the spring just as they start to wake up. And then, as a good rule of thumb, you deadhead them You give them another feed then, ready for the later flush. The key thing for keeping your roses in the pots, they need to be fed and they need to be watered. On a sunny day like today, these roses will probably have about 5 litres of water a day.
So that's a lot of water. That's half a bucket, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So, with a bit of know-how, roses can grow in pots. I just need the right rambler to sprawl over my pergola.
I'm looking for a rose that will grow on a rather high terrace.
Right.
A bit windy.
I think for you, for your position, I would go for an English climber
Okay.
and an English rambler because you're going to keep flowering throughout the season.
What's the
That first
difference
flush.
between a rambler and a climber?
There's a good example of a rambler. It produces masses of small, little, tiny flowers, and a lot of the smaller foliage, they will give you that canopy effect.
Yeah.
And a lot of the ramblers will flower early and then again later. Because here we are, the end of
Yes,
July, and
exactly.
there's masses of flowers still.
That is really worth having, isn't it?
And if you combine them with an English climber, you get this beautiful large bloom.
Yeah. It's lovely.
So this is Malvern Hills. It's a repeat flowering yellow scented rambler. You'll get this beautiful 15-foot canopy.
But there's not many flowers on it.
No, we've now between flushes.
All
So
right, yeah.
just grab some off the nursery so that you can see the colour of the new foliage, but also the flowers. And you can see, even there, those flowers are just about to drop,
Yes.
but they still look pretty.
Yes, they do. It dies well.
It dies well.
I love the red new growth.
When it's up and over the top, you get a different colour tones
Yeah.
of the foliage.
I certainly like that.
Perfect. Malvern Hills it is. But I can't go home without a climbing partner. And how could I resist the creamy white charm of Claire Austin?
Very pretty, isn't it? Oh, lovely.
And it's
It is
got a
fragrant,
beautiful fragrance, and it's got this very, very soft, paler yellow coloured foliage.
Yeah. Will it be able to stand full sun?
Perfect. It'll be a good one for you. It's a lovely, good, clean, strong
Okay.
variety.
If I don't stop and go home, not another thing will fit in the back of that car. it's just it's such fun, and I love it all.
Back at the farm,
Right, we've got a lovely root ball there, but we just want to tease it out a little bit.
Philippa wastes no time adding my newly acquired climbing roses to the troughs.
And what we're going to do, I'm just going to pop it in the hole, but it's got to go on a 45-degree angle so that it naturally wants to grow up into that area. And make sure we get it all on the back first and get that a bit settled and firmed.
And with that, the roof terrace planting is finally done. From bare, bleak, and quite frankly industrial, to a green, inviting space, brimming with perennials and climbers, and architectural evergreens, all hopefully tough enough to withstand the most extreme of weathers and give us an all-year-round oasis.
Well, what about that, huh? This isn't half a challenge up here. It is windy as hell. I mean, this is middle of August, it's blowing, it's raining, and it's been like that for weeks. But I'm really pleased with it. I think it looks wonderful. The conifers, they look so nice and sculptural because they're quite well grown. They look as if they've been there forever. So I think that looks lovely. I mean, that looks like California if you only got some sunshine.
Downstairs, the courtyard, which started as a barren building site, come spring was transformed by a colourful array of bulbs Philippa and I planted. And now, come summer, is a chaotic cottage-style riot. with a sprinkling of tasty salad and veg. And the clematis on John's painted pergola have all shot up to the top. Well, almost all of them.
I think this is almost too British for words in this weather to be a small celebration. There we go.
Oh, my
Tip
goodness,
it a bit.
darling.
There we go.
It's a very, very smart bottle of champagne you've got there. And you've done nearly all the hard work.
Here's to many years ahead to enjoy our wonderful terrace, come rain or shine.
Excuse me. Dom Perignon, it says on that. You put beer in it. Yuck.
Next time, it's all about veg with an old friend.
Raymond, this is a virtual hug.
I don't like the virtual thing.
The best things in life aren't always free.
It's been the most expensive free greenhouse we've ever seen.
My tomatoes come up trumps,
Delicious.
and John and I explore the wonderful world of apples.
It is so beautiful. It's like sculpture, really.